Okay guys, so let me share with you all this very weird and unusual encounter that I had with an AI entity via a dream that Yah had given to me sometime in November of last year, 2023. Now, in this dream experience, I was in some kind of a room, and I have no idea where this building or this room is located. But I'm pretty sure that what I saw in my dream was very real and exists today somewhere here on earth. So now, while I first entered into this room, the first thing that I saw was a bunch of kids that were standing in front of what appeared to be this humanoid or half-humanoid machine-looking thing. One could say that it had the appearance of an android, but it was more machine than it was human-looking. But it also had arms, legs, and a head. That was clearly visible. And these body parts were interwoven with machinery. I know it's kind of complicated, it's kind of difficult to explain, but just know that it appeared humanoid in the shape that it had, with the arms and legs and the form of a human body, but it was mostly machine. And it had like these wires that was attached to it and was hooked up to other machines all around it. And so it had several different wires that was attached to different parts of its body, that was extending also to other different machines, that was also connected and extended to also different machines that was in the room. So I hope you guys get a picture of what I'm trying to explain and what I saw. So now, when I first came into this room, the first thing that I saw was these kids, and these kids were very captivated and also to the point of being in awe of the many things that this entity was doing in front of them. It had connected to its body many different arm-like structures that was extended from its body, and it would use them to do various things that would greatly impress and capture the attention of these kids that was standing before it. Now, these kids were of different age groups, and I'm guessing that they represented the younger generation, perhaps Gen Z and lower, because as for myself, I'm a millennial, and standing there watching the things that this entity was doing, I wasn't at all that impressed. But as for the kids that were there, this entity had their undivided attention, to the point where I'm pretty sure that all those kids were completely unaware that I was even there, standing behind them. Now, while I stood there and was observing everything, I felt the sense that this entity wasn't showing his full potential. He was deliberately withholding his full potential and what he was capable of. And so while it was still there, carrying out a number of different tasks, all at the same time, and impressing the kids that were standing there, I felt led to ask it a question. And then I proceeded to say this to it: I know this is not the best that you can do. Am I right? And then, beloveds, I am telling you all the truth. This AI entity machine looking thing immediately answered my question by turning on several different television-like screens that were attached. Remember I told you earlier that it had some different machines that were attached to it all over in this room. It went ahead and turned on several different screens that was attached to its main body. And through these screens, it started to answer the question that I asked it, which was, is this the best that you can do? And so this entity reacted to my question in a way that one could almost say that it was kind of like a kind of prideful reaction or a prideful answer to the question that I'd asked him. And so it didn't hesitate. And so when these screens flipped on immediately after I'd asked him, I'm going to use some examples here because I don't remember exactly what I'd seen. So for example, this is what I saw. A tornado in Mississippi on Tuesday, an 85% chance. Yet on another screen, floods in Southern California, 98% chance on Wednesday. Still yet on another screen, a hurricane's projected path heading towards Florida, a 45% chance of impact. And on another screen, volcanic eruption in Washington State, a 65% chance. Economic collapse in September of 2024, an 88% chance. And so, beloveds, these were all examples of some of the things that I saw on the screen. Everything that I just named wasn't what I saw. These were all just examples because I didn't remember, I didn't recall the exact things that I saw and the things that it had shown me on the screens in this dream. But these are just examples so you guys know that this entity was telling me that it had the ability to predict outcomes with a certain level of accuracy. And this, I believe, was as a result of digital information gathering on a scale that is just unimaginable to humans. And so I believe that it had shown me all of this because it also wanted myself to be impressed with it, as the other kids were. Because before it had showed me, it was acting at merely 10% of what it was capable of. And I sensed that that was deliberate somehow, as if it wasn't the time for it to reveal what it was fully capable of. And so the only reason why it went ahead and showed me its full potential was to impress me, so that I may join the other kids and be in awe of what it was capable of. Now, after it had showed me all of what it could do, I'm not going to say that I wasn't impressed at all. I was a little bit surprised that it was holding back so much and that it could actually predict outcomes. But yet still, I wasn't that impressed to the degree as the kids were that were there. But beloveds, Yah gave me this experience so that I may know, and so that you may all know, that this AI, this artificial intelligence entity, is very real. And it exists today. It is here on earth somewhere now. And it is operational. Perhaps not operating to its full capacity yet, because as I've seen, it's capable of doing so much more. From my calculation, what it was displaying was about 10% of what it was fully capable of. And if these younger generation are so impressed by what it is currently capable of, I wonder what they're going to think and how they're going to act when this AI entity starts to operate at maximum capacity. This makes me very worried for them, because I've said it before in many videos that I've uploaded here on this channel, that this AI entity is the beast, and it will turn against the true servants of Yah, the true believers in Jesus Christ, and it will set out to annihilate them. And Revelations 13:13 speaks about this beast that will be given a voice. And I wouldn't be surprised if this AI entity, this artificial intelligence, is actually being controlled by a fallen angel. So, beloveds, I want you all to be aware that this entity, this AI entity, is very much real. And it's already being used in the government systems of the world. And I believe that at some point in the future, it will begin to function at a greater capacity. And will be able to do more things that will impress, lure, and even seduce a lot of people to want to partake in the conveniences that it will offer. Now, this is all I wanted to share with you guys concerning this dream. May the Lord and King Yeshua bless and keep you all. Love from your brother in Christ.